All right. Should be here. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I am your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we're here to talk about what went down on Monday Night Raw. A lot of things went down. Just 5 days before WWE invades Tampa for its latest edition of Saturday Night Main Event, World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso will battle Braun Breaker in the main event of a blockbuster episode of Monday Night Raw. That reigniting of that rivalry highlighted a broadcast that also featured 2 women's Money in the Bank qualifying matches. No men's, which I don't know why. Maybe next week. Hopefully. And of course, we'll line up as we only have 4 matches, which I'll take you to right now. 4 matches for, of course, for WWE. Right here, Jey Uso and Logan Paul. The tag team match between Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, John Cena, and R-Truth for the championship, and Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre inside of a steel cage. There's only men's. Only men matches. That's insane. Anyway, we're not here to really talk about that now, are we? We're here to talk about Monday Night Raw and what the fuck went down on Monday Night Raw. Shout out to Eric Beeson for the Bleach Report, and if you guys can do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. Logan Paul kicked off the show, eager to discuss his World Heavyweight Championship match against Jey Uso Saturday night on NBC. Interestingly, it drew out Gunther, who interrupted it and came face-to-face with the Maverick. After lulling Paul into a false sense of camaraderie, Gunther warned him of the fate that awaits him if he robs the ring general of getting revenge on Uso on June 9th in Phoenix. Paul, unwilling to let things lie, attempted to talk trash to Gunther as he departed the ring, only to turn around and eat a super kick from Jey Uso. Uso had a departing word or two and stood tall to close out the segment. It was pretty solid. That highlighted moving pieces in the world title picture, while also allowed Uso to kind of get that revenge that he was looking for after getting sucker punched like twice in the last few weeks. So yeah, but he's also more focused on his attention with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. The tease of Gunther obliterating Paul earned a nice reaction, suggesting to the company that it is a matchup that they can turn to if they need the former to get over as a babyface. So this is great at B+. But nothing more than that. To you, it's business. But to me, all of that here is very personal. So, yeah, there's a lot of that going around. A lot of personal shit going around. There's no excitement. It didn't feel exciting. I don't know why. It didn't feel exciting. Nobody was off their feet for this. I found it to be a bit boring. I'm going to be honest with you. I found it to be a bit boring. But not this next match. No. Penta and AJ Styles took on Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day What am I talking about? Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day defeated Penta and AJ Styles Monday Night on Raw, thanks to the interference of El Grande Americano. It sounds very corny, and I made it sound very Italian, even though it's supposed to be Mexican. He masked a rude, grabbed Penta by the back of the head and delivered a headbutt. Mind you, the steel plate loaded into his mask, of course, of Chad Gable. Creatively, it ensures the ongoing rivalry between Americano and the real-life brothers Penta and Rey continues while giving the Judgment Day a multi-needed win over Styles, who remains one of the biggest threats to Dominic's Intercontinental Championship. From an in-ring perspective, this was a strong bit of business, with both teams meshing extremely well. The chemistry with both teams was undeniable, and together, the two tandems created a red-hot matchup that had fans invested all the way to the tainted finish. Balor and McDonough defeated AJ Styles and Penta, which is graded an A. Backstage, Paul Heyman also revealed to Uso that Braun Breaker is not looking to take this title, but rather slow his momentum down. And we know how momentum works, and I don't think Braun Breaker is going to slow Uso down a bit. Graded an A, and I agree. I thought this match was pretty fucking fun. A couple things in there that was really good. Obviously, everybody involved knows how to work. Yeah. So now I'm going to pop this up for you guys because we're here. We're live. Yeah. So you guys can't see it, but you guys will in a bit. Natalya, Roxanne, and Becky Lynch were in their women's qualifying match to join Alexa Bliss in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match on June 7th was at stake when Natalya, Roxanne Perez, and Becky Lynch clashed in a three-way qualifying match on Monday night. A red-hot, action-packed match saw all three combatants highlighted before Lyra Valkyria made her presence felt late in the match to prevent Becky Lynch from earning her spot. And I thought that this was creatively good. And I'm going to tell you why it was so creative. Now, if only W Creative could finish something for Natalya to do, fresh off of her acclaimed appearances at, of course, Bloodsport over WrestleMania weekend for the NWA this past weekend. Now, with those rivals brawling, Perez took advantage, delivering a pop rocks to the Queen of Hearts and cashing her ticket to... So, check this out. Defeating, basically, Becky Lynch. And I'm going to fucking change this shit. Because every time I do this, yeah, actually, you know what? Fuck this, because I'm sick and tired of it. Turn on the spell check. So, you see that Roxanne, and you already see what's going to happen here. I'm going to mention it and talk about it. But, yeah, the way that they did this was so creative. I'm going to talk to you about it. So, it was perfect, all right, how they mention it. So, Lyra Valkyria came into the match, took Becky out, right? They were brawling. Natalya tries to get Becky into a sharpshooter. Fucking Valkyria grabs Becky out. Preventing Natalya from performing a sharpshooter, which allowed Roxanne to capitalize and hit a pop rocks on Natalya. So, in essence, Lyra Valkyria screwed Natalya out of getting a win for the match. So basically, Natalya has also even said, hey, I want to win the women's IC championship before I'm all done here in wrestling. Because Natalya is still the last remaining kind of diva of the era that I grew up in. Now, again, this is smart. This is fucking smart from WWE. This is fucking smart from them. And I love this. I love that they took the time to finally find a groove, find a rhythm for Natalya and Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch, and then also finish it off with Roxanne getting a chance at the women's Money in the Bank. It's fucking brilliant. Let's Go Roxy chants from the fans in Greenville, South Carolina suggest that there is a desire amongst fans to cheer for the prodigy here on the main roster. Grayson Waller took on Sheamus, and they're still trying to pick and pull some of the shit that they're, picking up here, of course, with trying to break up Theory and Waller. 2 weeks after he set tag team partner Austin Theory up to face Sheamus, the returning, of course, Celtic Warrior Sheamus, Grayson Waller had an unwanted shot at defeating Sheamus as they squared off in a singles competition. Despite being seemingly outmatched, Waller put up a solid fight, hanging in there with the former WWE and World Champion and drawing the anger of the WWE fans. Late, though, Sheamus punished him. Theory prevented his partner from taking the easy way out, setting him up to eat a bro kick from, of course, the Celtic Warrior to earn the hard-fought victory. It was clear that Theory's actions were intentional and that his partnership with Waller is nearing its demise. This was merely the latest chapter in the deterioration of the partnership, and with that in mind, coupled with a solid performance from Waller, this worked. Now, also going to break them up too, which is great, is also after the match, a pre-taped interview conducted by Michael Cole and Pat McAfee reveals that Tyrese Halliburton is going to be a part of the DLC for 2K25. Yay! That doesn't take it away from Austin Theory and Waller, as Austin Theory and Grayson Waller have been seemingly kind of distancing themselves. And Theory will obviously have that babyface run. And he'll be justified as being a babyface, which would be nice, Because here's the thing about Waller. Waller's mentioned it on fucking the Chris Van Vliet podcast. He's a brutally honest asshole, and he wants to keep it that way. Theory can be that fake nice guy. Theory can automatically play up to the crowd like that. He believes that he can. He knows that he can. So why not go with that route? And I think that's what they're aiming for. A lot of people want Theory to join up with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It could work, possibly. But yeah. I think Theory would be justified in doing that. Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane and Zoe Starks in the second women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Rhea Ripley was able to punch her ticket to Money in the Bank, as of course, but it's not as quite as she envisioned. Now, early in the triple threat qualifying match, Zoe Stark suffered a knee injury that led to her removal of the contest, which set up a one-on-one battle between Mommy and, of course, Kairi Sane. Now, how this went down was that Zoe Starks was going for a missile dropkick. Kairi Sane was kind of, how this started was Kairi Sane took out Rhea. Zoe Starks was in the apron. Kairi Sane was doing the arm thing here to the crowd. She looked at Rhea. She was more focused on Rhea. As Zoe jumped up in midair, she called out for Kairi to get into position for the missile dropkick for Rhea to only come in and hit her in the face to knock her out, and all three women would be knocked out. Zoe Stark's knee bent. I should say bent. Bent in a way that's not supposed to be bent. A miscommunication and spot. Well, I don't really want to say it's miscommunication. It's just a spot was awkward. Because Zoe was going for missile dropkick. You can even go back and replay it and hear Zoe Stark say, Kairi, as she's in midair. And because Kairi was not in position, Zoe Stark got injured. So Mommy also got back into the ring, wondering what the fuck was going on here. So the two had to square off in a 1-on-1. And it ended with Rhea kind of winning. So obviously they went to commercial break right after. So clearly the referees had to, of course, inform Rhea that she's winning. I don't know what WWE's plan was. Whoever it was, I don't know. I don't think really that was supposed to happen. I feel like Rhea was supposed to go in, but she was supposed to probably pin Starks. I don't know. The crowd was behind Ripley, greeting her with one of the loudest ovations of the entire broadcast, and she was every bit the star they thought she was. Zane held her own, firing some hard strikes against the Eradicator, but whiffing on a spinning back fist that set up a headbutt from the former Women's World Champion and the Riptide. Rhea Ripley winning makes sense given her pursuit of the title, and of course Zane will have plenty of time to build momentum, so this was the right outcome. But again, the spot of Stark's injury that was probably why it got a C+. Also, because we didn't get a fucking men's. Now, Stark's injury was devastating to the performer. Lon, one of the most talented young stars. So again, hope for a speed recovery. Zoe Starks, prayers and condolences for you. Hopefully you can come back and we can see you back in the ring in no time. But that shit looked nasty. That shit looked fucking nasty. Now, in the midway point, they showed... It's funny. In the midway point, I don't know if they mentioned this, but they showed fucking Michael Cole and Cena going at it back in 2012, and they just fucking made fun of Michael Cole, honestly. How dare you guys make fun of Michael Cole? Only Bayley should be able to do that. That should be Bayley's new job. Make fun of Michael Cole. What up, you dumb idiot? Anyway, we get to our main event. Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, non-title match. In the latest matchup between the World Heavyweight Champion and the Badass, Braun Breaker dominated early and often. The second-generation superstar uncorked his raw power and fury, punishing his longtime rival and using his superb athleticism to control the pace. Now, every time Uso muttered a comeback attempt, he cut him off. In one instance, he sent both himself and the babyface crashing through the announce table, entering the commercial break. A sit-out power bomb coming out of the corner allowed Uso to score a near fall, and at the same time create some much-needed separation. Chants of "This is awesome" spilled from the stands in the appreciation of a back-and-forth battle. Breaker attempted to use a chair, but Uso thwart him. Heyman responded by tripping Uso, of course. "Come on, you want to battle? Come on, put your fucking hands up." Kind of CM Punk style. Rollins hit the ring to draw the DQ, and the 2-on-1 beatdown ensued. Sami Zayn made the save, but hitting the ring, but hesitating upon the clear numbers disadvantage. Punk's music hit as a straight-edge superstar joined him in a deafening ovation. So we're probably going to get a third person. For fucking... You know what I mean? We're probably going to get a third person for Saturday Night Main Event is going to tell us who the third person is. A brawl ensued, spilling to the arena floor as the show faded to black. A last bit of hype for Saturday Night Main Event. That is, until Paul came from out of nowhere and delivered a right hand to knock out Uso. A strong match, coupled with a fun brawl and a great exclamation point in the form of Paul's sneak attack, made this main event a winner. That Uso was finding out how difficult it is to be the hunted champion instead of the praying challenger. Which, of course, is another story at the top of the card that is hitting on all cylinders right now. And this is great in A. Also, let's not forget, Balor introduced Roxanne Perez to the Judgment Day, being a new member. Well, rather additional backup. Prodigy presented Mysterio with some chicken nuggets, Carlito with apples, and then was banished by, of course, Raquel, who was less than warm to the development. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Raquel and Roxanne are a perfect tag team if you put them together. If you put them together, they're a perfect tag team, honestly. Okay? They have so much in common, really. They have so much in common. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez have so much in common. It's unnatural. But this was the best episode of Raw since the night after WrestleMania, and may have even surpassed that one. Some great in-ring action from the men's and women's division, quality storyline advancement, and a red-hot conclusion to the show that hyped up Saturday Night Main Event broadcasting all the way along. The one fucking thing is really the excitement. But let's be honest here. Where's the excitement, though? Other than the ending of the show, where's the fucking excitement? Yeah, I agree that this is an overall grade A, but the excitement really started to fade in parts. So there has to be some level of that. So I'm going to change the full grade to an A-. It's still an A overall, but the minus comes in for the excitement. I don't see how exciting the opening of this show was. But just to cap off the main event and to cap off a great tag team match they started, and of course, 2 good women's qualifying matches. Yeah, I don't know. What are we doing, really? We also got some EO moment, in the back. And then Becky cut her off. So, I don't know what we're doing. But yeah, this is a pretty good episode of Raw, honestly. One of the best episodes of Raw. But you got to add more excitement. And you got to have more men's qualifying matches. Let's be honest. So, this was Raw. I hope next week they do something good. Because that'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting. Not much of Raw here. Not much coming from this show. Nothing like subpar or fucking, all that Raw needed to be. All Raw needed to be. Fucking what it really needed to be. And you can see the amount of money in the main qualifying match. So, Rhea defeated Kairi Sane. Roxanne defeated Becky and Natalya. And Alexa Bliss is in there. So, we got 3 women to 1 man. We should be getting Aleister Black or Ellen, actually. What SmackDown got for us? SmackDown. Oh, this week. Yeah, what are we getting for this week? Like, what are we really getting? Takedown. Okay. Okay, no, this is not. Okay, it's not that. Alright, here we go. So we got the Tag Team Championship match for the Tag Team Champions. We got the women's qualifying match right here. And then we got, of course, the men's qualifying match. Most likely, LA Knight could probably be going in there opposed to Aleister Black because LA Knight is got problems with Solo. I'm just going to put it right now because I honestly think that's the case. I think it's going to be LA Knight. But, again, you don't know. It could change. And it's probably backwards, right? He's probably there. Yeah. It's probably going to be LA Knight, considering the fact that it's going to be taking place in LA. So, and of course, the final show before Saturday Night Main Event will be in Savannah, Georgia, even though they're going to Tampa. So, whatever. Yeah. So, this is my thought. And then for the women's, take your pick. Honestly, it could be Charlotte or it could be Julia. Honestly, it should be Julia. Just to make this feel a little bit more better. They might give it to Flair, though, because she's got more problems with everybody involved. So, yeah, who knows? We'll find out about that. Maybe. Anyway, I will see you guys on Saturday for the SmackDown review, and we'll find out if LA Knight actually scores up that victory. So until then, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Thank you.